So welcome
Wait,
back
that was
to.
it? I thought we were done. I'm sorry.
This hasn't been the interview? What?
So welcome back to Talking Neat. Once again, I got Kicker Shaver in the studio, and he brought a friend. Welcome, Drew.
Drew Dirty.
Drew Dirty. Now, is that your real name, or
Yeah.
is it kind of like Pigpen, or?
No, it was given to me by a friend a long time ago in the desert, and he just nicknamed me Dirty for whatever reason, so it stuck.
You know
A
the
long time
reason.
ago.
Was
Yeah.
Perchance because there was some desert stuck to you?
Possibly.
And then you're like,
Or you're just a dirty guy.
Yeah. I think that.
I guess we'll find out.
So
Well,
then it became that. Then it became
If you heard some of his
Must stick to
other
the
rap
Drew Dirty.
that's not associated to Kicker, you would definitely see why the name sticks.
Yeah. It gets a little dirty. Definitely gets a little dirty.
So in previous interviews with Kicker, we have talked about you.
Okay.
I don't know if you've
I
seen
didn't know
him,
that.
and
No,
yeah,
I
it
haven't.
I was
was.
here for that article.
We'll probably have to take him down off YouTube for a while,
Okay.
just so you can.
Yeah.
Don't want to mess
See
up a
if-
friendship.
See, are we gonna see? if that matches up to-
Yeah.
Yeah.
True,
But, I
technically
mean-
that is talking behind your back.
That's
Still,
okay.
it is.
But there's proof of it.
It's
Yeah.
pretty.
That's all right.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but so now we got you here, and so how did you guys first get together, form a rap? Are you a group? Are you just for that one project for 45 Caliber?
This is a
Heartache?
marriage.
It's a marriage.
We're gonna be after this for a lifetime. We're gonna be after this for a long time.
Yeah, so I think it just started out as a friendship, really. Sorry, pardon my voice, I'm still trying to get it all the way back from being sick for a little bit. But it started off just a friendship, and then we had a music commonality between the two of us, and so it just kind of went from there. And we did some, living room type of stuff, and some real raw recordings, and from there it just kept going. I guess it never really stopped. I mean, there's lots of breaks in between, and some of them are longer periods of time than others. But
Now, did you hear his some of his like Kicker's old music?
yeah, I think most of it.
Because a
Sure,
lot
I'll
of
listen.
it's like country.
Yeah.
And so like, at what point did you go? You know what? I want to put this guy like on in a rap song with
think-
me.
It's kind of my idea.
Yeah, and I think it was the challenge of recording something different than I was used to. I was
Mhm.
really, for me, I'd never really recorded anybody other than, freestyle rapping type of idea, and
Mhm.
or one of my friends that wanted to jump on a track for whatever reason. Could have been because they were drunk, could have been for whatever reason, and that was pretty much as far as it had gone. I've worked with a few people, but nothing, out there. This is as out there as I've ever gotten ever. So so it was a challenge to record something different, I think, and Kicker was like, yeah, let's do this. And when that happens, you can't stop that, just so everybody knows.
Yeah.
This is like so
Yeah.
weird. I mean, Kicker has been quiet for like 3 minutes.
Right,
I'm just
yeah.
like,
I figured
What
I'd
the
give
hell
Drew
happened?
his
Give me my
moment.
3 minutes.
Drew his
request.
time.
okay, you can go now.
Yeah.
Your segment's
There
over.
we were. No. Yeah. Well, that's kind of how it happened with us. Is that whole track. I had talked to Drew a couple weeks before, and I'm like, man, how do you find tracks? Because I want to do a whole. You remember I mentioned that whole album. I want to do all these different genres. And I told him, I was like, where do you get these tracks, and how do you do it? And he builds them himself. He builds tracks, and he hears something in his head. He can put it in sound form, and that's kind of what I was looking for. So I was like, man, this is perfect. So he came over, and he just started laying out track after track of stuff that he had already had, and kind of we were going through my lyrics and his track that day. And when that track he laid out first hit, I was like, "Ooh, keep this here for a minute," because I felt something. I was like, "This is definitely something that we need to do." And then he'd already set up the portable studio that he brings around with him. A really great setup. And of
Laptop
course,
and
there at on Kicker Shaver on YouTube, you can hear that song. It's 45 Caliber Heartache is the song that we're talking about. And that track that he built, when I was going through my lyrics, it kind of has that dark, gritty feel to that music track, and it felt like just a good, hard-hitting song. So as I was going through, I pulled out that 45 Caliber Heartache, and it just felt like when I started kind of just, if you hear what the kind of grit that I put into it when I sing it, I'm trying to emphasize the pain and the torment that you go through when you're suffering through the idea of blowing your freaking brains out over a heartache. And so when his music married so perfectly to those lyrics, we had recorded that just the first part of it.
Yeah.
And then he went home with it, and he banged out all of his lyrics. I don't know how long, but it take about 10 minutes, right? If I know this guy,
Probably
10, 15 minutes, he's just like, we got done. And that's just how, he and I are very similar in our writing tactic, where just, 10 minutes we could write a hit song, or we could write something we're never going to think of again, and it could be that simple.
I have a lot of those.
Yeah, a lot of throwaways, a lot of those.
A lot of songs that turn out to be a minute and a half just because I'd never finish them for whatever reason. I'm sure that's a lot of artists do that though.
You'll
Yeah.
find a lot of that on
I hope so anyway.
on my
Career.
Facebook.
Now it's just
too.
you.
Yeah, it's just me, right?
To be continued, which means you're never going to hear the end of it.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Because I get tired of listening to the same thing over and over. But yeah, it was one verse is all I had to work with. So, until we could connect another time.
and then we
So
later
Kicker
on-
didn't give you enough to work with?
No, not at that time. He did, but that was partly my fault because I had a deadline. I had to go at a
We were-
certain time. So
we
it was
were
like, all right, we
always-
got to
Rumor is a
slam
lot
this
of
in.
women complain about the same thing with him.
Yeah. Poor guy. He'll be all right. So,
That's all right.
yeah.
It's,
So it was literally just, it was a simple setup.
willing
It
to
was a
debunk
mic.
that theory.
Asterisk. So that was it. And then, I don't know, was it like 2 weeks later? We put the second verse in, or maybe more?
Yeah, it was
Second-
probably a
his
good month.
second verse
Yeah,
in, and
two,
then-
3 weeks later, we got the second verse in, and then we got those bullet shots lined up for that boom, 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 to get those on the right timeline, and after that, after we started playing it, he took it home and mastered it, sent it back to me. It's like, man, I just from there, me, if you know the way I think, man, I see just miles of future, and so I see so many projects with this guy at the head of it, doing the musical portion of it that brings my lyrics to life. So
what was interesting about it is it's a country song written, right?
oh yeah, actually,
Recorded.
outlaw country song even.
Yeah, recorded
Grit.
in a gritty rock style to a rap beat, in a sense. So we put all that together and we did it quickly.
Yeah, the collaborative
Super cool.
time it took was probably less than a day.
Oh, wow.
Less than a day with all of the hours spent. I don't know how long it took to master. That's all different, but
So the mastering part for me is I've never gone to school to do any type of mastering. So I don't, I learn things here and there. And
So you just click the normalize button, send it to the...
Not always. Good enough for me. But I do go and I adjust different levels, and I don't know that it's actually to a mastering point. So to me, the way I hear it is still very raw.
then let me
but
say
it
produced.
works. Right.
Mhm.
Let me
But
say
it works.
produced.
It works because of the type of song that it is. It definitely works for that type of song. But I think there's a lot more equipment to be had and different things I need to learn to be able to truly master a song. So part of that's part of the reason I should say that I haven't really put anything on any type of public station or
He got a lot of material, but he doesn't share it because, which I actually, for me, I've got a friend of mine who was an artist. He said, always release. He says, always release what you've got, and that way, you're always going to be your harshest critic. So, whenever you say it's not done, it's not done, it's not done, it's probably done.
And that's
Probably been done a long time.
big issue. It's never done for me. I gotta just put it away and leave it alone for
Put
a
it
long
out.
period of time. Yeah.
Put it out there.
But also, I didn't know it was hard for me to use a studio type of setup and listen to that while you're mixing, and certain little tricks I've learned recently, I should say, that taught me some things about how to mix and be able to put it anywhere and have it
Mhm.
sound good. And that was something that took a little learning for me, because it sounds great when you're sitting right in front of it and everything's perfect, but when you're sitting over here and the TV's over there and you have it playing on that, or you're in the car and you're off balance, or
Yeah.
you're in the kitchen listening to it on your
Alexa or whatever,
yeah,
single speaker
it
system.
still needs to be balanced, and there's a certain
See,
way to
Drew
do that.
knows all that stuff.
It's-
Me? I know how to put a pencil to paper.
And that's how the idea comes out. Like, I just want to create an album that's all genres.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool. Yeah, we can do it. And Kicker's like, and I want it done by tomorrow. Yeah, let's do that.
Well, I
Cool.
did put a pretty quick spin on it. Like, we were releasing on Halloween. This is
Yeah.
a dark song. It needs to be released
Yeah.
on Halloween day. It's just, I mean, it's got the skull on it because I had also produced the music video that goes along with it, and Tristan, the lovely Tristan, as we will see here later in the show, she did all the video work with the camera, and we shot the music video where Drew and I eliminate ourselves in it. So
Yeah, I didn't want to do that one either.
so
Something about me and cameras, I've never really.
which again, you know, I think he did an amazing job in the video too. So the video is kind of gritty too. It's hard to see, but hopefully that makes people pay closer attention, which is the goal.
Yeah.
So.
Came out good.
And, you know, just a little plug line, again, for the Already Perfect Foundation is what we do with people who are in that state of mind. If you're in that state of mind where you guys are suffering from the idea of eliminating yourself, we want to teach you your worth so you don't have to do that. Because, you know, if you value your own heart, then, you know, you're more careful with who you give it to, and whether or not they break it is, you know, you can definitely guard your heart better. So. If you do go through the things that, you know, I was going through when I wrote it, and, you know, I'm sure, you know, a lot of people go through, then definitely contact us at the Already Perfect Foundation on Facebook. Contact Tristan Pilato. She will set up a one-on-one. And, of course, we do, you know, couples therapy and full-on seminars. But that was a side note.
So, do you guys have plans for, like, immediate plans for more collaborations? Or is it just, like, kind of off in the future?
Drew's the one that does plans. I'm more spontaneous.
Yeah. I do have somewhat of a schedule to stick to. Yeah, so I'm always working, messing with something, but as far as dates, things like that, I've never had that. I've never really had
We
a
like
timeline
it better
for
when it
anything.
happens spontaneously anyway. It's more raw, more real.
Yeah, and I've never had a release date, so to speak, or, you know, or somebody expecting something to be up and coming. So I've never really thought about how long it actually takes. It's just, for me, it's always worked as just a, you know, I get that, you know, it's like almost like an obsession, and you, something for whatever reason, whether it's just a topic or it starts out one way or another, or I hear something that I wanted to build on, and then I'll start from there, and it just goes. So I would say the answer at this point is probably no. There isn't anything right
Nothing
now.
concrete.
I'm going to say that
The
there's
plans are there.
intentions but not plans.
I would say the
If-
plans are there, but it's just a matter of finding the time to be able to, you know, be in the same place at the same time long enough to actually get some things done.
So, what is in store for you now? What are you up to?
Well, I brought some stuff I actually been working on. We just promoted this stuff on the Already Perfect page.
Is that the Facebook page or
the Facebook page on Already Perfect? So I thought it would be wonderful if we could bring the lovely Tristan to come and display some art pieces that we are selling, because all the proceeds that go from the creative kind of stuff that I do goes towards the Already Perfect Foundation.
Well, she's gonna have to put her pants on first.
So if you could pull those right on up.
I am.
Here, I won't look.
You don't look. All right. Alright.
That'd be such funny. I won't look at you putting them on. Haven't averted my eyes once the entire time otherwise.
Which one would you like first?
What do you think? What do you think, Jason? I'm gonna let you pick. Should we go
Let's
big?
go with the big one.
We'll go big. Let's go big. So the lovely Tristan, as she traipses across the
Yes.
way, if you could hold that for the camera, as you see that they would.
Where's it? Which camera?
So
That one or
This one's better.
Okay.
and then
I'm gonna stand right in
if
front
you
of you.
could just kneel down, kneel right on down
Kneel.
with us here.
Kneel.
with the painting.
Kneel before the painting. So this is, oh darn it, I forgot what I called it. Oh, this is actually called your something about your breath into your voice into the cosmos. And
He already forgot.
I forgot. I'm new at this. But it does have a title. Like I've got all the titles on Instagram right now. I forgot what they are at all, but I should definitely put it on there
Would
too.
you like me to go?
But
ahead
there
and
are
do
there. I'm actually developing descriptions to put along with them and why everything is what it is. But basically, this is the eyes, and then the heart looks like the mouth here, if you will, speaking out into the cosmic world, and it represents your life in the cosmic world. And most of this stuff are pulled from the Page of Wonder, that big science page that I display, that I'm really hoping somebody nominates me for the Nobel Peace Prize for, because it brings all science together in an explainable format. So this is that one, some of the little pieces. This represents your secret life, this represents your private life, and this represents your public life. So this is all the stuff that nobody's ever going to know but you. This is the stuff that you choose to share with your inner circle, and this is the stuff you can't help anybody but noticing about you. So that's kind of just one little piece, and every little piece will have some deeper layer of description. So this is a bid war type of situation. I think we're starting at like $300, and then moving up from there.
Yep.
So that is that one. Let's go ahead and bring on the next piece, and we'll work our way down. A lot of these are going to have the cosmos on it.
Want this one?
And again, the symbols, from the
Oh, I see you painted the solar system to scale on that one.
yes. Actually, this isn't even our solar system. This is an entirely different galaxy, with their planets and the way that they flow in their system, and their sun has entirely different chemicals that make up what it is. So this is just a concept of another galaxy outside of
So is
our
it
own.
a named system?
Yes, but again, I forgot the name of this one. But there will be a time when you ask me that, and I will have a better answer.
If
Because
you
there
email
are
it, I can
other
like
ones here.
dub your voice in.
Boom, and it can be like, well, this one is called A B C D E F G H I J K. We go through the whole thing, and you be like, dub in. This is how it's said. So yeah, and this has got a bunch of the little pieces from the Page of Wonder. So infinity, of course, going out into eternity. The perspectives of both small and big, into infinity in the omnipotent perspective. So going all the way around to where the human DNA trail fits into the trees that breathe out what we breathe in. All color, time, space fits in there. The bubble that proves that planets are spheres, not flat, which is kind of the flat Earth people. People who believe that there is a flat Earth. This is kind of a debunker.
There's a pretty good documentary that just came out about that.
Yeah? Do they still try to sell it?
Yeah, they follow around a bunch of like the flat Earth, like these conventions that go on.
That's so
And
intriguing
interview all the
because
people. It's basically a comedy.
okay, yeah, okay.
Because of, like, how bizarre it
I'm
is.
trying to be kind to people who think differently than me, but it's
You don't need to be.
it's
kind
funny.
to people.
It's funny. It's funny because all science leads to where, I mean, if you take a simple handful of water or liquid and throw it in the air,
I think you're offending Drew. He's a flat earther.
this guy right
How
here.
do you know? Is it that obvious?
See, because everything about me is all out here.
Boom! There's
And my daughter,
Yeah, I'm all on the out.
at my daughter's parent-teacher conference or whatever, open house, I told her science teacher, I walked up with my daughter right there and I said, are you going to be teaching part of the flat earth curriculum this year? And he goes, no. And I said, well, my daughter's a flat earther. And, and she's just, Dad, fuck you.
Flat earther.
yeah, let's go ahead. This one starts at $699.
Because it's framed.
That's how much the frame cost. There was a decimal involved there somewhere when I first bought it. So no, boy, that's not really $699. That's again everything here starting at $300 and moving up. This is actually the first painting that I did. This is called Veins and Vines.
Veins and vines.
Veins and vines, and this kind of links the vine system that trees have in the leaves. If you ever looked like really deep into it, there's a vine system that runs out that captures the water molecule.
So I see you put your guitar in there.
I
I see
did.
it's named.
They did. You see that this is
Because
it's
I
the only
do
thing that
remember
gives
your-
life to the trees.
He
I
does.
remember your guitar's name.
Jason's recall is quite spectacular, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, this is Hippocrates, and it plays the bleeding heart of music.
I was told there'd be a test.
So it is, but it's just to make sure that you're compatible. In case I need a kidney.
Definitely not
yeah.
liver.
Yeah. You can have my liver. We'll swap.
We'll swap, right? So it's
Yeah,
got,
just
you know,
don't give me your heart.
You got, yeah. If I give you my heart right now with your liver, you're done for. And if you give me your liver with my heart, it's just like give or take.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like if we traded kidneys, we'd probably be okay. You know,
Maybe.
I feel like if you were pissing fire, you'd stop drinking it. You'd probably add
know.
some cranberry to your diet if you had some bad kidneys. So, like, I'm gonna throw a cranberry in this. All right, break up this UTI. So, yeah. So veins and vines got all kinds of symbols on there. I don't know if you can see the bass guitar hidden in the side there.
It's not really that hidden.
It's not hidden. You can see that prominently. Okay, I didn't know. It was
I
that
see
prominent.
music notes all
You
over
do,
the place.
yeah. There's music notes. There's the treble and bass clef over here. So, and then hidden and behind it, actually, it has the name Kicker on there, and then I actually wrote the word humility over it.
You did?
Yeah. So it actually says the word humility,
Oh,
but
wow,
behind
you
it,
did.
it says the name
Just
Kicker.
done some of these things.
So, because, you know, as much as I like for my name to be on the things that I do, I like to present it as humbly as possible, because I like for anybody to believe that they can do the same things that I do, and I believe myself pretty capable of doing a lot.
Mhm.
So,
So now Hippocrates is only a 5-string?
you didn't count right. You got to count them all. Go ahead.
5.
Well, by those standards, there's only 4, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So are you gonna knock like 100 bucks
No,
off
man, you
because
passed the
it's-
test. Yeah, he knew there was going to be a test, and there was one.
I think
Yes,
it's,
this
I
is a
think that
5-string
it's
guitar.
it's flawed. I mean, you got 4 strings on the bass.
I know there was
They're
6 right
upgraded
here when
strings.
I
As you
started.
can see, the strings are thicker.
Oh no, you
So
gotta
there's
count
not
from the
room.
top. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But then they go they go into 5, so it reduces, and then it turns into a country song because there's loss involved.
Did you want to go ahead and get one?
That one's not for sale because rats are assholes.
It's defective.
It's
You
defective.
I
see
think
this?
you should bake the rats some
Uh-huh.
cookies.
Rats. I assure you, rats got my cookies. I baked
They
them
did.
plenty.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you want me to take that now?
The last thing my rat got was peanut butter
Yes.
I thought you were going somewhere
on the
else.
trap.
Okay.
Now we have my
Nintendo.
son's favorite. Yeah, a lot of people call this the game controller. This is actually titled Opposites. So I'm going to go ahead and call it the game controller of life. Because that's what people want, and I like to give the people what they like.
I think I should explain what that is.
Please do, Drew.
I don't know if I want to
Go.
explain what that is.
Go in from the top, Drew. Tell me exactly what is
Well,
this.
this just looking at it looks either like a sword or a couple of condoms. I don't know why they're red or blue. That's
Why
cool.
can't those be the
And it
same?
looks like they're
Why does it
exploding
have to be one or
backwards
the
because
other?
they're exploding backwards.
So
In my opinion.
the penis is shooting out like nuclear
Yeah.
waste.
But so here's what could have happened. It shot forward and there was so much force that it shot back out the opposite direction, which I suppose is supposed to happen with a
Band
condom,
effect.
right?
Rubber band.
Yeah, it's supposed to prevent from going one
Okay.
direction.
That's good.
Yeah, so that's that part. This looks like one of those dog trainers that you have the dogs kind of run
See,
through.
I
little
see an
maze.
eyeglass and I see the various wavelengths going through,
Oh
but
man. he's
Yeah,
good.
see? That's why I should not explain things like this.
Jason's
I'm
doing.
very much on-
Jason's being
I'm on that.
literal and Drew is being
I
sarcastic.
like Drew's interpretation.
No, keep going, guys.
Keep going, Drew.
Keep going.
Yeah, so so this down here is the guy watching all this shit happen through that big eyeball. And somewhere over here, there's a kid that's probably going to come up and try to grab that remote so you can play whatever game this is.
Oh, okay.
Does not sound like an age-appropriate game for a kid.
No, no, it does not.
I think Drew and
M for mature.
Drew and I would both agree the artist of that is pretty fucked up.
That must be
There's
he's
some
on bottom.
serious issues going on.
Yeah.
Didn't you hear the old? I don't know. Is it racist to do the Confucius jokes as jokes? Confucius say. You remember all those, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Confucius say.
Because he's Chinese.
I don't know. I just didn't know if Confucius would appreciate me saying if you fuck up, it means you're on bottom.
I don't think it's racist.
It makes sense.
You know,
yeah, I don't.
But
think it's
I mean,
racist.
my
Racist.
first understanding of Confucius was when he said, "If you stand on the toilet, you get high on pot."
Huh.
That was my first understanding
Really?
of Confucianism. Even though I'm pretty sure he didn't say that,
Were you-
because I'm
were
pretty
you-
sure he existed before toilets. But I digress. That is not what this means, Drew.
Who was closer?
Please explain.
For the test, again, Jason takes the cake.
What did I win? What did I?
You win this smile from across the room, and you could stare at yourself in my sunglasses.
Actually, I just see like this empty void.
Yeah, that's there too. And that's where some of my songs come from. So this is the thermometer representing, this is called opposite. So this is the thermometer that represents hot and cold with the earth and the moon in between. And it's got the rainbow spectrum in the background representing all human eyesight.
I see a lot of
color.
rainbows in this.
Yeah, you'll
Is
see
this
that.
like your coming out piece?
Well, really, I hope that all of these pieces come out to your homes and to your loved ones. But no, I don't even need to be in the closet. I am full on. I really do enjoy the company of women, and it is profound. And I have seen myself in the mirror, and I can't figure out what they like about it. I walk by and I'm like, good Lord. Yeew. I think men are awkwardly shaped. I think all of us are. It's like I don't understand why women are like, oh yeah, let's get on some of that. And I'm like, you can't, no. So that's why I try to give mine away. I don't want somebody else's. I'm still trying to like, here, take this one.
To whoever will take it?
Not anymore, but it used to be that way. Like, yeah, what's your name? Available? Okay. How
That
did
is a true story.
rainbows? That's like, how did we get on that subject? No, my rainbows really more represent the spectrum of humans' visible light and what we can see, because everything you can see is shining the spectrum of the rainbow. Because obviously there's things in the air that we can't see, and things, probably on this chair that we can't see, that a luminescent light would probably make a monk-esque type person
Blush.
cringe.
The guy assured me that all those stains came out.
Fair enough. I accept that.
But that doesn't mean the material isn't still there.
Now, what got
It's
in the
just
backdrop and the ceiling?
Now that's got to be
That's going to
fascinating.
cost extra. So the next painting.
The third grade.
Next painting. This is titled.
Oh, you actually know the title to this one.
This one, yes.
Uh-huh. Anyone want to get? How about this? Let you venture a title before I give it. What would you call this?
Well, I don't see a 5-string guitar, so we're not going to call it 5-string fuck up.
I love you, Jason.
I like that title though.
That's a great one. That might be the subtitle.
That might be a new song.
That might be a new song. Started with 6 strings and dwindled down to 5.
So I see a spaceman. It almost looks like a crude Wreck-It Ralph with big hands.
I love it.
I see a
Armageddon.
heart.
Armageddon.
I see a
Armageddon.
clock. Planets. Infinity sign, although it's broken.
Kind of looks like he's dragging all that shit with him wherever he's going.
I think he's a spaceman.
Aren't we all though?
No.
So every time your body leaves the planet, if you like take a little hop, you're a spaceman. Just
But
so
I-
you know, because you're floating in space at that point.
I've never taken a hop.
Never?
No.
Have you ever taken a leap?
I don't leap, I don't hop, I don't skip.
You don't skip?
I don't even
Missing out.
frolic.
You were missing out. Skipping is awesome.
Jason.
I
meet me in
tried
the
skipping,
parking lot.
my feet just like hit
We're
the
gonna
ground and I
change your
went
life
over.
today. This is titled "Really Smart Third Grader."
So all of those that we just said,
They all combine
as
as
a
a
description,
really
is
smart third
the
grader.
title.
So this is actually off of the page of wonder again. So we've got the spiritual and spiritual and psychological body, and the physical body.
More rainbows.
More rainbows. Where's the rainbow? Where do you see that
In
rainbow?
the spaceman's body.
Oh, he's right. The lines of the chakra.
So I'm guessing that's you.
That is everybody. Actually, this if it's got a name, it would be ism. So ism actually projects, like you said, projects out into the universe. So this is the light shining off of their ism into the universe. This represents the dirt trail that they leave behind with their time on the planet. I should point this toward the camera too. So their time on the planet is represented here. The gray arrows. The gray arrows pointing in towards the brain and the spinal system going into the nervous system represent the negative that goes into the life. And then the golden arrows represent baking your neighbor's cookies. And the positive things that you can
So now
do.
why is the infinity symbol broken?
Well, it's not broken, it's just not the rest of it. It's
What
just,
was
I
it?
ran out
You
of canvas.
So it's another fuck up.
No, it's exactly where it's supposed to be.
I love Jason.
It's supposed to be. So, and sometimes I like to be on top. I don't just.
So
fuck
why
up.
why 3 o'clock?
Why 3 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a 3?
Yeah. it
Is that 3 o'clock?
I mean, unless you're looking at 9:30,
It
or I
actually-
guess
Because
8:30.
that's normally my bedtime.
8:30.
No, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said that. I didn't have a reason for 3 o'clock before, but now I'm going to make one up. Oh, okay. The reason for 3 o'clock is because everything in the universe is made up of 3. Boom. That's why 3 o'clock.
Really?
That's got the Trinity represented in proton, neutron, electron. Body, mind, and spirit is all represented.
Okay, so how do you explain hydrogen? There's no neutron.
Hydrogen?
Mm-hmm.
Hydrogen is a...
The atom. There's no. You're
There's-
missing the Trinity in that atom.
I have to research more to know exactly what you're talking
I mean,
about.
the very
Chemistry
first
is not,
element.
definitely not my
There, it's-
strong suit, so I will have to.
It's proton, electron, no neutron.
In order to give you a proper answer, I am not equipped enough to answer that one. So I have to say pass. Next question, Your Honor.
Take 2.
Ask me another one. The chain loops to link to the body as we chain to time and our time on the Earth, which is represented here, and the DNA trail floating out into it that leaves the body and stays out in the cosmos as you live. The lungs breathing in the air, the heart translating it to.
That's what a lot of people don't realize when their DNA leaves their body. It's just like it's still in the cosmos.
Still there. Yep. It can be changed,
gotta
but never
be-
truly destroyed.
You got to be careful who you give your DNA to.
That's exactly right, young people. Good Lord, be careful who you give your DNA to. That means forever.
Yeah.
It means forever. So, of course, we got the Fibonacci sequence in there. If you're familiar with that mathematical code.
The golden rule. Just say yes.
Yes.
That's kind of gold.
That's the
kinda
sun.
gold.
That's gold. That's golden, and it rules. Because gold does rule the earth. It does. This is actually the newest piece, so you can see the Fibonacci way back in the background there with that swirly motion.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of my representation. If you go online and you look up Hubble's picture of all the different galaxies.
Spiral
Yeah.
galaxy.
Well, no. This the spiral is not going to be on there. You'll find that in an individual galaxy. This is representing all the cosmos, and each dot would represent its own galaxy.
So you got all 34 billion dots in there.
I did, and it took me a minute to do, but I got it. I did get it all.
A
in
minute.
there. Yeah, it took me just a minute, but you can do a lot with a minute. So I've even got, there's a meteor shower here, and there's, another
So
DNA trail.
you
and
got
infinity.
you've got galaxies like that big, little dots, and the meteors are
Oh, they're huge.
bigger.
Oh yeah, they're pretty much galaxies all in themselves.
So this is to
And then
scale.
The infinity, yeah. So I do all my work is, and then if you see the moon,
The moon,
Compared to the
biggest thing
galaxies.
in the entire
universe,
in
yeah,
Kicker's
the
entire
whole-
universe,
the whole
the
universe
moon.
is the moon, and that's really
Because you have to be
my
that
Now,
daughter.
to take a picture of
that
the galaxy.
red blotch.
That is a DNA trail. That is a DNA strand, and that is actually the infinity symbol again, hidden way down inside there in these galaxies. And mind you, a big part
Now-
is the DNA trail.
Your choice of frame on this one.
I want it to be
I
a little
would-
old timey, like it's been around. For
I
a
was gonna
while.
say I would normally see that frame associated with like a picture of grandma
Yeah.
walking the dog, like
I
the little
would-
cocker spaniel,
How
but
long
not
has-
the entire universe.
How long has the entire universe been around, though, really? So this could be like, when I was God, I took this picture.
So
When I first made it, this was my baby, and it was like this, and I loved it, just like I do now. You changed so much. That's my old God granny.
Spot on.
Yes.
Perfect.
So I'm starting church.
You would.
I would.
Okay, now explain this one.
I finished.
Oh, yay! Now
Yay.
let me ask you, Jason, before we go into the Tree of Life here, how was your experience with Sonoma County's liquor?
It actually got
Was it
better
Was?
in small sips. It was workable.
So tolerable or enjoyable?
I did tolerate it. I did finish it. There have been other whiskeys I couldn't finish. It's not something I would go to. I think it's very harsh.
Okay. so
It
it's-
needs
there's no finesse to it. It's no smoothness.
maybe
It's
more
not
time
very
in a
neat.
barrel to like mellow it out.
So would you put
But
that in a
like
plastic
a
bottle?
different barrel. No, it's got really strong flavors. It's not like a Canadian Club or Crown Royal.
So is this something that you
It's
would
got-
see somebody maybe mixing to knock down some of that
Maybe if you're
diesel
doing a
flavor?
Manhattan, but I mean there are cherry notes in it. It's got this weird lacquer flavor.
This is barely from California.
Is it got-
I think the
barrels
whiskey
is it-
are from
is it
California.
Yeah,
Gumbo?
That's
the
it.
rye is imported from what, Tennessee or something?
Canada.
Oh,
Or actually,
there we
primary
go.
grain is unmalted Canadian rye.
Yeah.
Secondary grain is unmalted Canadian wheat.
So it's a California Canada.
Canada?
Is it?
Canada.
That's the country you need to
Is
find.
it a territory?
Territory?
What? You
No,
got
it's
a
not
problem
territory.
with?
It's Tertiary. Tertiary. I don't know what that word is. I've never heard that word. Where? Tertiary grain.
Tertiary?
There you go.
Yeah.
Tertiary. That's better. Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds more like a word.
Tertiary.
All words. all
It is a
words.
word.
All words are words.
Tertiary.
Malted
grain.
barley from Wyoming, smoked locally with California cherry wood. So it's
So the only thing about this that's California is the cherry wood.
is the barrel.
Yeah, and that's very common in
Is that what
mean,
makes
whiskey
they
making.
pro-
They buy the juice.
They process
And then
all
they do
that here
stuff
is
with
what
it.
they're doing.
Half of the whiskeys I have up
Well,
there
I
are
mean,
like
where
that.
in California do they grow barley? Where else are you going to get your hops? Not
Hops?
that you have hops.
There's
but you know
no-
what I mean.
It's
else
rye,
you gonna-
so it's not
I
barley.
could have said corn.
And that would be bourbon.
I know. I was making.
You don't know.
He didn't get my ism.
So it was bottled in
Your
the fall
fuck
of
is too
literal.
2017. Produced 400 cases, and that's the problem.
So
It's
not
bottle
a
number 681.
not
It's an-
something that
it's
you
an
would
uneven number.
repeat
Six
as a
81.
personal purchase.
It's bottle 681. If you would have went with an even number, you probably would have got a better bottle. Just saying.
Well, little challenge to your listeners: if you guys like Sonoma whiskey, let us know what you like about it, and maybe we can figure out.
Actually, I challenge you to find one reviewer who liked it. Someone who liked this stuff.
find a reviewer that likes
Prove
it.
me wrong.
Boom.
There you go.
And then maybe if you guys have any suggestions for him, you can send him a bottle and he will put it on the show, and sample your flavors. If you think that you can top Sonoma whiskey, then by all means, contact Jason Fisher.
Or if you have better names for some of the paintings we've seen here, leave a comment below.
There you go. There you go.
But we're sticking with 5-string fuck up.
We're sticking with that one. And I mean stuck, as in you can't undo it. This one is actually titled, speaking of painting, The Tree of Life. And this is, you'll see a lot of my stuff has that heart and the bronchial tubes. And this was actually my first representation of it that I'd hand drawn and wanted to do the, my first version actually had the colors of, you know, the heart and the colors of the
Who
bronchial.
cares about the painting? Where'd you get the frame?
The frame.
That's a lovely frame.
This
I don't think
frame.
I'm able to see what you. There you go.
This frame came
There was
from
lots of painting.
Roger Rabbit, and this is who framed Roger Rabbit.
Is it from Michael's or Target?
Something like that.
Aaron's?
Yes, one
Aaron's?
of those. One of those. Should we name drop? Should we name drop the actual location of this here frame? This here frame, ladies and gentlemen, comes from your local Dollar Tree.
Even
That's
better.
right, $1. And
See, on this one, it doesn't distract from the painting.
the other one
The
you
frame
think
is just there, you know it's there, but it's not saying, look at me.
Hey, I'm a frame.
There should be a grandma picture in there.
Somebody framed me.
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong place.
So now you know
Interesting.
framing is important.
Framing is important. Drew did it.
I usually do.
Even though we know he didn't.
You're not going to take the blame, are you?
No, he never does.
Blame for what? It's never my fault.
Ever.
I only
Just
do
blame-
everything right, Jason.
Just blame Tristan, we'll move on.
Now you understand how the process works.
Exactly.
So yep, Tree of Life got the DNA, or sorry, the heartbeat there along the bottom, the wave spectrum of, as you see in science. Then of course behind there the opening of the spectrum of the rainbow.
Yes, okay, let me explain
I felt like
something
there was
with
some
this.
kind of
Why
Yeah,
doesn't,
okay,
why
yeah,
doesn't
there is.
Tristan?
Why
Let
don't I
Tristan
explain?
first. Why don't Tristan?
All right,
Why don't you take the
So
thing from
I
the top?
was there when he started doing this, right? And all he started,
Framing or the painting?
the painting, not the frame.
I can't get over the frames.
The painting, I was there and he's starting it. And the only thing he does initially when he starts doing this is don't look at the stuff right behind it. See this like round
Mhm.
opening? Now, what does it look like?
Now, mind you, the blue
Okay.
wasn't there.
The blue wasn't there. So it's just this opening with this more like this, and it gets pinker and pinker.
It looks like a vagina. but-
Exactly.
You're talking about
That
way
was-
back there, all the way in the background.
Well,
It's-
Yeah, but-
pretty much right in this area
Mhm.
here.
Yeah.
See, I thought the
You started off painting a vagina
Yes.
and turned
then-
it into
He
a
did.
tree.
And then
well,
you
no,
down through this
when you
right
first
here.
when you first showed me that painting, I thought it looked like something totally different because I saw here, bring it over. This was like the head of a sperm, and that's like kind of like a mutant tail of the sperm.
Okay.
He's like,
But-
I'm gonna get
And so
there.
now
you
that I
see
see the
this.
vagina,
There's only got one
I
tail.
see what
Yeah.
So, you
So
see
I
that.
watched
I
this
see what
whole
Tristan
creation
sees.
Well, if
start.
you
I don't
think
see a
about it-
tree. It's more of
Yeah.
a bush if you're going that route.
Which brings me to one of Drew's songs.
Oh my god, that's an old song.
What is it titled, Drew?
No bush. It's
That's
not
it.
about the president.
Old president. New president's Trump.
Presidents. Yeah,
President.
I haven't trumped one
President.
yet.
You did.
Yeah. I had no intentions on actually writing that song. That's
Well,
just
if
what
you
it
think
came.
about that particular shape, doesn't life come out of that? And then there's the cosmos inside coming out, which is what you are into the universe and your tree of life. So technically it would still fit.
If it were
If
in fact
that
a fern,
is
sperm.
a translation that you would like to have
This is so you're basically
for all
admitting
these
now,
X-rated versions.
You are
of
admitting now
these-
that this is a
perfect-
vagina and the world is coming out of it.
No, honey, I can't. I'm telling you my translation of it. This is art. Art is always given to the eye of the translator. It can be anything you
Well,
want.
that's
it to.
my translation.
It can be his mutant sperm
No, that's my translation.
going
So,
into or out of the vagina.
what is this painting called? Big Mutant Vagina?
Well, originally the Tree of Life But BMV is somewhere we could go with it.
I like BMV.
The BMV.
I like.
So
And
like
again,
that.
So-
another song.
yeah,
BMV.
If we wanted to go like
Big-
the no
what
bush
was the
route and
M
make something
part?
funny.
Big
Yeah.
mutant vagina.
I think.
That's what it was.
Drew
And then
should
of course
start
those are the
working on that as soon
those
as
are
you get
rainbow
home.
So I
colors
have to retitle
on
the
both
whole album.
sides, spanning out through the.
We're
So
just
maybe
gonna-
some of the like lesbian audience would be into that one.
Yeah.
Well, I would hope that all people would crave.
But you gotta
but,
target like zero in
You
on
would
your
hope
Well,
that
market.
I
all
assure
people would
you,
crave your big
not
meat.
just
So-
lesbians
but, I
like
mean-
vagina.
I saw all your other paintings and that was like towards the gay community, and this one is for the
Just
lesbian.
lesbians.
Just
specifically.
lesbians, 'cause
So
Just
only
lesbians.
lesbians like vagina. Is that what you're telling me? No guy can hang this
No.
on his wall and be like, you know what? That's a vagina on my wall, and I'm proud of it. I don't know why I made him country. I feel like.
That could come out in any language
That
and still
could-
be funny.
And he did say again, come out. So, you know. But, yep. So that I believe that concludes
it is.
our.
I had to save this
Art
one for last
collection,
because I
that's-
figured this would be the most.
You figured that would come out
It would
in
come
the end.
out. Yes, it would come out. Can I go sit down now?
Well, again, if you could say hi to the audience. This is our lovely Tristan.
I can't. Which camera? am I
Vice
on?
President, go, stoop down and say hi to this one here, because you're way up there.
Stooping.
The
Yeah,
one over
you
here is
can
just
lean
getting
in.
tit.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just getting,
well,
just
isn't
getting
that
side
what,
boob.
Isn't that what they want though?
It's just
People don't mind just side boob.
So
this is
get ready to
Tristan.
pause.
Hi.
She is the Vice President of the Already Perfect
Do you need me to pull the
Foundation.
shirt down a little bit, or are we good?
I
Let's
think
ask the audience.
What do you say, Cleveland?
I am joking. All right. Anyway.
So we have been putting some of these amazing things together. She's been handling the back office and putting this stuff up online. We're actually trying to get to Texas this month to go and see.
Do you
some
need
people out
direction?
there. Pretty much due east will get us there from here. I'm pretty sure.
Just take the 10.
The 10 all the way in is how we do it. So it's just we're trying to get the finances put together to go there
Oh, okay.
and bless some people. So again, we're selling all this stuff so we can make some of that stuff happen. We've picked up some new clients since we've been in here last. So Already Perfect Foundation has some people, and we are literally coast to coast now because one of our clients is all the way out in Florida. And we've gotten some reviews that say some good things that we're doing.
So are you on Yelp? Is that where people review you?
No, they just go straight on
Okay.
the Already Perfect page. We definitely wouldn't mind people going on Yelp and reviewing what we do. So
We're pretty much done here.
stick a fork in it.
So
Final words? I'm only asking you because he'll go on for another 30 minutes.
the end.
There we go. We're out.
This has been another episode of Talking.
See,
Geek.
here we go.
And we hope that in the future that you subscribe.
There is no period.
Click the like button below, and if you have any questions or comments, please
Let's go,
contact
Drew.
us. Kicker will still be here talking until the next episode.